Hey guys, welcome back for another week on my great and wonderful and awesome channel. So for this week, I'm bringing you a glowy makeup look, which it's just the skin because I have literally completely changed my foundation routine. So I figured I would kind of update you guys, whatever you want to call it. As far as announcements go, thank you guys so much for the awesome comments and the love and the thumbs up and the follows and all that last week on my other video. That was really awesome to be welcomed back with such loving open arms. Like my normal disclaimer, this is not how you have to do makeup. This is just techniques that work for me that I want to share with the world. Not saying you have to do this, not saying you have to like it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow my other social media networks. I can't say that enough because the more you guys do that, the more you help me and my channel continue to grow and me bring you more content. Other than that, I think that's it. We will go ahead and hop right into it. So I already have an eye look on from a previous situation, obviously. So since this is just foundation routine, obviously I'm going to be showing you just that. So to start with, you want to make sure that your skin is of course clean and prepped with like your daily moisturizer and eye cream and all of that, which I'm going to post a skincare video hopefully sooner rather than later. I have a feeling it's probably going to be like one of my next videos, but anyways, I'm gonna make sure your skin is clean and prepped. When since I actually start with doing my eyes before my foundation, I don't put my primer on until I'm actually starting on my foundation process, just for the simple fact that regardless of what primer you use or how many times you wash your face, it's gonna give you longer wear time if you don't have it on as long, if that makes sense. And so what's the point in having your hands resting all over it while you're doing your eyeshadow and wearing your makeup down? So before I even put primer on, you want to make sure you have some kind of a hydrating spray. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Quick Fix, and it's literally, it smells like coconut, and you just apply it before your makeup. And then I just like to fan it, and then I actually take my hands and just kind of pat it into the skin, just to really help it get in there. So I'm gonna go in with the Benefit Professionals. Yes, I have the tiny bottle because right now I don't have the big bottle, but this is the primer I'm gonna be using. You're welcome to use a hydrating primer. Honestly, because I'm oily, I still have to use a little bit of a mattifying primer just to, you know, keep the two separate. Particular foundation I'm going to be using today, it's actually not a full coverage foundation. You can find hydrating full coverage foundations like the Too Faced, I can't think of the full name of the Born This Way foundation. That's a good hydrating full coverage foundation, or medium to full coverage. But I will be using the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation by NARS, which I haven't really honestly ever just dug into NARS like that other than their concealer. And when I first started doing makeup professionally, I would go into Sephora, LOL, before I could afford like real size things, I would go into Sephora and actually get little samples and use those in my kit until I could make the investment. Fun little trick there. And I know I'm not saying go in there and rip them off. I'm saying, you know how you get your like 3 little samples or whatever, like that was one of my 3 samples. And then you're just gonna work that into the skin. Make sure you use a stippling motion and not a rubbing motion. We're gonna go in with our concealer and highlight. So I'm gonna give you 2 options of concealers just because I know a lot of people, especially when it comes to like higher end products, you may not always be able to afford that. And especially with something like concealer that you usually predominantly use either every day or almost every day, you can't really just afford being able to keep dropping that money. And girl, I totally understand, which is why I have 2 options, because one is my special occasion one and the other one's just like my everyday one. But hydrating good concealers that you can use, I like the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I use that if I'm like going out or it's like a special occasion or just, you know, that sort of situation. Or you can actually use the NYX HD Photo Studio Photogenic Concealer. This is a really good one. It's super cheap. So, you know, and now since Ulta carries NARS, you can find both of these in Ulta. And since my eye look is on, this is also a good time to help clean up your eyeshadow. And although I know it looks crazy, I have started actually pulling my concealer like down around my nose and just kind of connecting all of that area, because I noticed in some pictures sometimes, like especially after I contour my nose, it kind of looks weird. Taking a damp beauty blender, you're just gonna work all that out. And another good concealer hack is when you start working your concealer, start from the outside edges and then go to the middle, because that's less wearing time and less creasing. After you've blended all that out, you're gonna go in with a translucent powder, and it's very important that this is a translucent powder because you don't want anything too heavy because it's gonna make you look too matte. So I will be using my Old Faithful NYX Mineral Veil because this stuff is literally just like an invisible sheet. So it's literally gonna set my makeup without making it like cakey and chalky. After you finish setting your whole face, you're gonna go back to whatever hydrating spray you prefer. I personally like to use my Fix Plus for this step just because it's something about Fix Plus. I don't know, I'm super basic, but I feel like it just really helps bring my skin back to life. And this is also gonna help when you go in and start highlighting your face. The highlight's gonna really stick to that and it's gonna make it go bam. And this is just helping you get rid of any residual powder you may have on your face from the translucent. For the contouring step, since I don't actually personally have a shade of contour that's like a bronzer and luminous that's in my shade yet, no one's thought of me, I actually kind of have to make my own bronzing shade. So what I do is I take my matte contouring powder that I do have, and I actually mix it with the darkest bronzer I could possibly find, which oddly enough, the darkest bronzer I could find was a Makeup Revolution bronzer. I actually mix it with this, and this just helps give me a luminous bronzer because no one cares about me. No, I'm just kidding. Just mixing those up real good, and then you're just gonna contour where you normally would. And that's basically how you contour with a bronzer. This next step, you're gonna need some kind of a liquid highlighter, a luminous lotion, but I'm gonna give you two options. Personally, I know you guys have seen me talk about this, use it, but the Gleam by Melanie Mills, and I like the shade Deep Gold, and then I have a Disco Gold in my kit that I use on like other people when I do their makeup and stuff. And then L'Oreal just came out with True Match Lumi Glotion, which is basically the same. It's kind of like a dupe, and I got it in the shade 904 Deep Glow. And I think for today, since I've been using this one and you guys kind of already know how it works, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal one. You're just going to take a little bit on your finger and on your cheekbone where you would normally highlight, you're just gonna highlight. And I like to use my fingers with this because it just really warms the product up. We're gonna go in with blush. I like this blush. I like this blush by MAC. It is, sorry you guys, Ambering Rose. But using the fluffiest blush brush you can find, and you're just gonna buff it out. Make sure you're using upward motions so you're not pulling the face down. To kind of go over that liquid highlighter we used, I'm going to use a gold based highlighter just because gold on my complexion looks awesome. If you're more of like an olive based skin tone, then you're gonna want to use something that sort of has like a peachy undertone. Ooh, that's gonna be popping, or like champagne undertones. And then if you're of a fairer complexion than that, you can use just about anything, even all the way up to like those iridescent highlighters. But I'm gonna be using this Mineralized Skin Finish Gold Deposit by MAC. And you're literally over the highest point of your cheekbone, just gonna brush that gold deposit. And I like to go up here, you know, hit that brow bone a couple of times. And then you wanna hit the tip of that nose. I'm going to go do my brows and pop some lashes on real quick and come back so you guys can see the finish. Thank you so much for watching this glowy makeup routine. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course leave some comments on other videos you'd like to see. And like always, I'm Elisa Nicole.